Good morning, Sean, and I hope you get a chance to celebrate a Merry Christmas on Friday.
Thank you. You too, John.
Thank you. Lots of people on this call, so I'll try to make it quick. Just off because of the significance of this game to be facing the Patriots, and do you think the timing might be a little bit, in some ways, fitting with people talking about this being a passing of the torch for the AFC East on Monday?
Yeah, I don't know. I just look at it as the next game. Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. We have a tremendous amount of respect for them and how they do things, what they do in terms of how they've been able to win multiple, division titles. So, yeah, it's the next game for us, like it is, I'm sure, for them.
That's fair. And I'm working on a story on Trey White because he spoke after the game on Saturday about the special bond he felt he has with you, and carrying the weight of being the first player, the Bills drafted after you took over as coach. What do you say about about that and the player he's become?
Yeah, just it's fun to watch. It brings a lot of joy to me, and I'm just looking at it to watch what he's been able to do. It's no surprise, honestly. Felt strongly, obviously, about him with our first pick, not only on the field but off the field. And as I've mentioned before, what's really cool to watch is how a young man who was signed to a new contract, to me, has even taken his work ethic up a notch. And I think that that's very uncommon in our world. So yeah, listen, I've got a special bond with Trey, and I love him. I love his family, and he's just been nothing but what we expected, and even more so since he's gotten here in every way. And so I really appreciate that about him.
Thanks, Sean.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, it's John Scott. Next, John. I wanted to know, obviously, the Pro Bowl selections were announced, and the biggest omission a lot of people saw was Jordan. Did you have to have any conversations with him? Certainly, I would imagine that he was disappointed based on the season that he's been having.
Well, I just think overall, look, we had 5 guys well-deserving. Certainly some other guys, Jordan being one of them that you mentioned, among others, that could have been selected and weren't. And I think the biggest thing is, we can't control that vote. The only piece we can control is making sure our players know how much we appreciate them and believe in them. And that's because I want them to know that. And I think that's the biggest thing, knowing that their hard work is recognized and the level of their play is recognized. And it's like anything else, man. As long as it's recognized at home, then you should be in a good spot.
And I saw the new rules in regards to when coaches can interview for other head coaching jobs here. That's new. Your thoughts on potentially bringing that in during the regular season, and just from your experiences, is there a better time, one way or the other, to do that while still concentrating on what you currently have in front of you?
Yeah, the key is limiting and eliminating distractions and all that type of noise. And so we're going through, like with other things, making decisions on all those things that are important this time of year. And so we got that memo last night, like you mentioned, and we're going to do it when it's right for our football team, and certainly understand the situation and how important those opportunities are for some of our guys, and really proud of them for it. But then at the end of the day, we got to do what's best for the Buffalo Bills. And so we'll handle that internally.
Hey, Sean.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, Kevin Sylvester, Channel 2. Good morning.
Morning.
I'm wondering if, the challenges of COVID protocols and with the holiday coming up, if winning will make it easier for your team to stay disciplined with potential family gatherings and getting together. And in that same vein, is there given any thought to just a couple weeks of the season here and what's at stake to maybe tightening the bubble, if you will, for the Bills?
Yeah, those are all real conversations that we've had and will continue to have. And I don't think there's an easy answer to all of that or a perfect solution is probably the best way to say it. to your question, I think the reality of our situation is that, we're going into the critical weeks of our season, finishing off the regular season and into the playoffs. And I think all of us have to understand, as much as, there's a mental health piece to this, this is what we've worked for. And if someone were to test positive in the coming days, you kind of map that out as to how that would affect then 5-10 days from now, 14 days. And now you're getting into some real serious and critical parts of our season again. So I think we have to have perspective. The players have to have perspective. The staff has to have perspective, and a little bit different than when we're heading into training camp. And I think I think we've learned lessons all the way through this season that should put us in a position to understand. But there is a real mental health piece to this too, in terms of, hey, some of these staff members, players have not been able to see their families, and so that's a delicate balance, as I'm sure you'd understand.
Thanks for sharing that. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
You too.
Good morning, Sean, and I'll say it ahead of time. Hope you have a great Christmas in a couple days
Yeah,
here.
you too, Sal.
Thank you.
You too, Sal.
Thanks. I got two things for you, Sean. First of all, we don't know yet what the Patriots will do at quarterback, whether Cam's going to play or Stidham's going to play. But as you prepare, those seem to be two pretty different guys. How does it affect preparation when you really aren't sure what you're going to see there?
Yeah, I mean, we do our due diligence. That's what I can say it. I mean, whoever they play, they're both good quarterbacks. Both play at a high level. So we got to prepare ourselves to play our best football is the way we look at it.
Okay, and I got a question for you on Matt Milano. Obviously, he's been getting ramped up here. Maybe his snaps got cut back a bit because of the score of the game last week. But where do you see him right now? And is he getting to the point where he can get back to that, basically 100% snap role that he's been playing previous to the injuries?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm encouraged by how he's been playing, how he's been feeling. Also encouraged by how AJ continues to play. So we'll just continue to monitor it this week as we go through practice, Sal, and always want to do right by the player.
Does he look better to you, Sean, though, in the last couple, since he came back from the stint on the IR?
Yeah, I think each week he gets more and more comfortable, more and more confident, Sal.
Okay. Thanks, Sean.
Sure.
Hi, Sean. Mark on here. Just for the record, injuries, John Brown, just how is he doing? And, if he were to practice well all week, would you play him?
Yeah, like last week, we brought John up to practice and we watched and evaluated, and we'll continue to do that this week. So nothing really changed. No change right now with John's situation.
Okay.
Coach, good morning. Mookie Arcus, Full Sports 1080. How you doing, champ?
Good, Mookie. How are you?
I'm great, Coach. You've been doing an awesome job, you and your staff. Josh Allen, his fourth time being Offensive Player of the Week, which is a record. You got 5 Pro Bowlers. We all know there should be more. How satisfying is that to you with you and your coaching staff for the players to be rewarded for their play that obviously you guys develop?
Yeah, number one, there's a lot of hard work that's gone into those awards and those guys that got recognized, and I think that's what comes with good play, and then it comes with winning, and so it's nice to be recognized, but at the same time we got to keep moving forward, and just love how the team supports those guys. I mean, they're good guys. They work hard, and none of those awards were earned by themselves on their own. So. And I think those players understand that. That's a key piece about that.
Absolutely. And one thing, Coach, I know you evaluated this entire roster. You did a phenomenal job on how you had to do it. But one guy you didn't do it, Jake Fromm. Will we get an opportunity to see him play before playoffs?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see Mookie, and just love the way he's been working, preparing himself, and we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely, Coach. Hey, wish you nothing but the best and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you as well.
All right, we're going to transition to New England media here, starting with Ben.
Good morning, Sean. Merry
morning.
Christmas to you and your family.
Yeah, you too.
When you got off the plane on Saturday night, did you expect hundreds, if not over 1,000 fans to be waiting for you at the airport?
I kind of did, honestly. That's just how Buffalo is. In 2017, when we made the playoffs and broke a 17-year or 18-year drought, we had a similar experience coming back from an away game. It's happened sometimes also, from after that time, and now with what we were able to do, I wasn't surprised by it. No.
This is now three playoff appearances in 4 seasons for you. Obviously, a franchise that didn't have much success before you got here. What would you say has been the secret to your success the last 4 years in building your program?
Yeah, just people. I think that's, if I had to say one word, it's people. It's a people-driven business, and I think that when you got the right people around you or around one, it makes things a lot easier. It's a tough business, and so you got to have the right people.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Sean, hope all is well with you. Wanted to ask you about the Patriots offense and what you're seeing from them collectively right now. Bill has lamented, that they've struggled over the last couple of games in scoring touchdowns. What do you see from that group, and how would you evaluate them?
Well, I think Josh McDaniels does a heck of a job. He's has a proven resume, proven track record, and I think they do a great job at the line of scrimmage and adjusting week to week. And so I have nothing but respect for what they do offensively.
And on your group, what do you look at specifically in Josh Allen's development from the previous year to this one, and getting to the Pro Bowl caliber quarterback that he is?
Yeah, Josh is extremely driven young man. He works hard. Football is important to him. His level of play is important to him as well. And so I think when you have that kind of that foundation, that he really, that's from his family, and he's been raised by a great family and great parents. So I think when you have that, you've got a good foundation from which to build on.
Thanks.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, hope all is well. You mentioned your staff doing due diligence on both Patriots quarterbacks this week. And I was just wondering, what have you noticed and seen from Jarrett Stidham, and just what do you know about him and his limited time in the NFL so far?
Well, he looks like a good young player. I know he's only had certain snaps in the regular season, but he looks like a good young player, and he certainly has the athleticism to go with the position. So we've got nothing but a high amount of respect for Jared and Cam, and their entire program, quite honestly.
And this weekend, the Patriots will be without Stephon Gilmore, but they've had another cornerback step up in J.C. Jackson. Obviously, 8 interceptions is a lot. Just what have you seen from J.C. during your time in the AFC East here?
Yeah, he's playing at a high level. And they do a great job in their back end. They really do. Back 7, 8, however many they play in their different packages, but well coached, as you would know. And the guys seem to understand what their role is, and they play at a high level.
Hi, Sean. It seems like some other coaches have had some struggles or issues installing New England's offense on other teams. How did Brian Daboll ease that transition when he came to you guys in 2018?
Well, I think you got to put your own signature on things. We all come from a family tree, if you will. And Brian has a great history with Coach Belichick and Coach Saban, to name a few. But it's important that wherever you go, when you get an opportunity, that you do what you believe in and you use the foundation, but you also put your own signature on it. And I think he's been able to do that.
Thank you.